Americans are fed up and are speaking out about the cost of living. They're starting to realize the cost of living is just not sustainable. They can't do anything. They're just working from paycheck to paycheck trying to survive. And it's just getting out of hand. So in this video, let's see what Americans been going through because it's starting to just take a toll on everyone. And it's not right.
Living in America right now feels like a punishment. You wake up already behind, you go to work just to stay broke, and you watch the cost of everything rise while your paycheck doesn't move an inch. Groceries are a luxury, rent is robbery, and somehow we're the ones blamed for not budgeting better. People are working 2, 3 jobs and still choosing between food or gas. Families are crammed into apartments because buying a house became a fantasy. You can't afford to get sick. You can't afford to rest. You can't afford to exist. But they keep telling us the economy is strong. Strong for who? Because it sure as isn't the people doing the work. We were promised opportunity. We got survival. And what makes this worse is watching people blame themselves. Like somehow you failed because you can't afford a 1-bedroom anymore. Like you didn't do enough when the truth is the math just stopped adding up years ago. They told us to work harder, but never told us they'd change the finish line. This isn't a country full of lazy people. It's a country full of exhausted ones. Simple as that.
I did everything I was supposed to do. I was in the military. I went to college. I worked, and we can't buy a home. What did I do wrong? I'm a nurse, and I love it. I love it. It's great.
And what does your husband do?
He's a manufacturing tech at Intel. So we have pretty good jobs, decent jobs.
Do you feel like those jobs are enough to cover your living expenses? And
not even close. We pay about $3,000 in rent. We have all of the utilities. We have car payments, car insurance, mouths to feed, and gas. Maybe we have enough left over for groceries and toiletries and household stuff. Why are we struggling? I'm not going to give up. The goal is to buy a home in 3 years. If I have to get a second job as a nurse, then so be it.
you will do that.
I'm going to do it because I'm going to give my kids something to be proud of.
This cannot be the same check y'all are raising y'all family with. This is impossible. I'm by myself, struggling to pay for stuff. There's no way y'all got a wife and kids, or husband, and y'all are making it with this check. There's no way. Give me some financial advice or something, because there's absolutely no way. At the end of the week, I'm at least left with like 2 cents or something, like $100. That's nothing.
There's glue on my hair. But I don't care what no one says. A mortgage payment increasing by $1,500 is diabolical. Like, I don't understand how that shit is legal. Like, if this wasn't on my closing, documentation of when I closed on my home, if that's not the mortgage payment y'all gave me, well, why the fuck do you think that it's okay to just send me an email saying, oh, by the way, due to your escrow analysis, your mortgage payment is increasing by $1,500. Excuse me, what? That is literally a mortgage payment and an apartment. A nice one at that. Like, that's 2 car payments and insurance. For what I pay for my car, yeah, that's 2 car payments and insurance. Like, that's just diabolical. And then it's just like you have a conversation with them and you explain to them, like, how the fuck is this even legal? And why? I understand it was a new bill. I got all that. But as a lender and as, even a realtor, if you know this is someone's first time buying a home, why isn't this shit communicated? Or why isn't it in the documentation like, hey, by the way, this is your mortgage payment now, but we haven't assessed, the taxes on the home, entirely. So this is what you will look forward to. Like, I just feel like that's so predatory. What if people can't fucking afford that? You know what I mean? Like, then what? That's crazy. Like, this is fucking crazy.
Man, the economy's so bad right now that people that got money is broke. Yeah, no, that sound crazy, don't it? People that got money is broke right now. That's how bad it is, man. Ain't nobody spending nothing outside of their bills. People's cooking in the house. People eating noodles. People ordering pizza. People eating Taco Bell, McDonald's, like everybody going back to the roots. It ain't going on right now, man. If it's going on for you right now, man, you better be thanking God. Because I'm telling you, it ain't going on right now for nobody. It ain't going on for nobody. I don't really think it's going on for nobody. Because if it was, I'll see it. You will hear about it. You will know about it. It ain't going on, man. Ain't nothing shaking and moving. Ain't nothing shaking and moving right now. Everything slow. Everything tight. Folks that got money broke. Folks that got money broke and ain't got it. That's how bad it is out here. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Let's stay focused and locked in. This girl dressed half naked. Walking into the mall dressed half naked. What do you expect to attract dressing like that, man? Not really though. They tail ain't now. They alright. Still though, them clothes too. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Daddy issues. I don't know, man. Got nothing to do with me though. Let's stay locked in, man. Keep your job. Keep your job. Keep your job. Keep your job. Keep your job, man. It ain't going on right now. Trust me. It ain't going on right now, dog. For real.
I don't think the older generations fully understand what the newer generations are navigating. I mean, the generations that are stepping into adulthood right now. We are not living in the same world that we were raised to prepare for. Jobs don't function the same. Housing isn't the same. Cost of living isn't the same. The way you build a life is not the same blueprint anymore. And yet, so many conversations still sound like the old blueprint still applies. So when younger adults try to move differently, think differently, survive differently, it gets labeled as them being the problem. But a lot of us are just trying to adapt to a system that no longer looks like it used to. I don't think it's necessarily about one generation being right or one generation being wrong. I think it's about realizing that the world shifted faster than the conversations around it did. And until we're honest about that, we're all going to keep talking past each other.
Y'all, I don't know how much longer I can take this economy, boy. Shit getting too expensive. Boy, I went to the gas station thinking I'm finna get me a little drink and snack. I throw that shit on the counter. She talking about some $13.75. You sure? I then had to take a step back and get the calculating that bitch myself. Like, hold on, wait a second. You sure you ain't scanned that bag of chips 3 times? You sure you cleared the screen before you did my shit? What you mean 13? God, this ain't gonna last too long. People gonna start stealing in a minute. I'm people.
I hate that we're living in a time period when restaurant food is simultaneously absurdly expensive and also aggressively mediocre. Like, when did this happen? I used to love eating out. It used to be one of my favorite activities of all time. Now I genuinely, without irony, think to myself that whatever I make at home tastes better than something else I order out.
I don't care about GTA 6 anymore. Rockstar's actions have Thanos snapped my interest in this game. I was never going to pre-order it, but after announcing that the next trailer is going to premiere on Netflix, a service I canceled after getting bored with the WWE, and there still being no gameplay, I've accepted Rockstar is playing in my face. So I'm going to play right back in theirs. Rockstar, I will be bootlegging your game. You see these hands? I've stolen less annoying things with these hands. You are not special in GTA. As a grown man, I can choose to do whatever I want with my money, right? Then you won't have a problem with me choosing to keep it in my pocket. Telling other people they should do the same thing, because at this point, Rockstar and PlayStation are going band for band at consumer disrespect. And I'm over it. There's other hobbies outside of gaming. There's other consoles for me to play. Other games for me to play. And I have a PC. I do not need you. So I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect anymore. There is something very wrong with both of those companies. That is Sony and Rockstar. It's called greed, and while you guys are figuring out how to fix it, I'm gonna go chill with real Lucias since y'all feel like putting this one behind a paywall and everything else. Grown man, by the way. Don't believe me? Watch this. I'm tired of the disrespect. So I'm not putting up with it anymore.
I don't think people understand how quick life changes. You could be homeless, you could lose your car, you could lose somebody in your family. I didn't think I would wake up and have breast cancer, but I got it. And so with that, I think a lot of people need to have a little more decency. I was at this wing place. This man, he may have been homeless. He may have been down on his luck. I don't know. He had a clear cup. He's like, I just need some ice water. I'm so hot. He left his bag and stuff was, kind of dirty. So he was respectful. He left it outside. right outside the place. So the lady at the front was like, I'll get you some water. Mind you, his cup clear. He ain't trying to get over. He could just came in and start filling up. The woman went to help him. Man came from the back. I don't know if he'd have cooked the owner. No, you got to buy some. He finna go on this rant. I'm like, I said, we not doing that. I said, sir, asking the guy, so are you hungry? You hungry? You want some drink? What you want? He said, I'm a little bit hungry, but I ain't got no money right now. I said, I'm finna get you a meal. I said, I'm finna get you a meal, and I want you to eat your meal in here. I can't tell you what to do. You grown. Eat your meal in here and fill your cup up as many times you want, and fill your cup up before you leave. Ordered that man food. I gave that man his receipt. My food had came out, and I'm walking out the door, and the man mugging me behind the counter. Why you act like that little ice water come out your check? Why you act like you couldn't?
I don't think the older generations fully understand what the newer generations are navigating. I mean, the generations that are stepping into adulthood right now. We are not living in the same world that we were raised to prepare for. Jobs don't function the same. Housing isn't the same. Cost of living isn't the same. The way you build a life is not the same blueprint anymore. And yet, so many conversations still sound like the old blueprint still applies. So when younger adults try to move differently, think differently, survive differently, it gets labeled as them being the problem. But a lot of us are just trying to adapt to a system that no longer looks like it used to. I don't think it's necessarily about one generation being right or one generation being wrong. I think it's about realizing that the world shifted faster than the conversations around it did. And until we're honest about that, we're all going to keep talking past each other.
When I was in high school, I would always wonder why some people just didn't even want to contribute towards their retirement account, like a 401k, or why some people literally didn't contribute towards their 401k. But now that I'm working full-time as an engineer, I understand why, genuinely. And it has nothing to do with me being an engineer. This is really applicable to every single career out there, but having to take a percentage of your salary and just put it into an account that you can't even touch until you're 65 or whenever you retire is a sacrifice that you just have to make. And it's something that is hard to accept because you can't see the long-term goal. You have to literally just put the money in and trust the process and trust compounding interest. And you can't see the future, but does anybody out there agree with me that it's a little bit like annoying and just like, I don't know, just rubs you the wrong way, having a certain amount of your paycheck being deducted and you can't even touch it? It's like the money doesn't even exist because you can't use it right now without having, a penalty put in place for you taking the money out. So maybe I'm alone on it, but I still want to hear other people's opinions out there, just see what everybody thinks.
You ever really thought about how much of your check is spent just to keep getting a paycheck? Like, really think about that shit now. You need a car to get to work. Now you got a car payment, maintenance, gas, insurance, all because you got to get to the place that pays you. And don't forget, you need clothes for work that you got to pay for. You got to eat while you're at work, regardless if you buy that shit outside of work or if you buy it at the grocery store and bring it from home. You still got to pay for it for work. And if you got kids, you got to pay somebody to watch your kids so you can go make money to take care of your kids. Like, what the fuck? So now I'm thinking, how much of the money we call income is actually improving our life? Because some people, they ain't working 8 hours a day just to build a life. They're working 8 hours a day just to afford every fucking thing required to come back and work another 8 tomorrow. That shit is deeper than being broke. That's a fucking cycle. And if you never stop long enough to see the cycle, you'll spend your whole fucking life financing your ability to stay inside the cycle. Man, think about that.
Overtime money feels good until your whole budget starts depending on it. A lot of blue-collar workers get used to those bigger checks when overtime is there. After a while, that extra money doesn't feel extra anymore. It starts covering groceries. Then it helps with the mortgage. Then it pays for gas, kids' stuff, debt, eating out, or that one bill you forgot was coming. And before you realize it, your regular 40-hour check doesn't feel like your real check anymore. Your overtime check becomes the number your life is built around. That's where it gets dangerous because overtime can disappear fast. Orders slow down. Management cuts hours. The company changes plans and suddenly you didn't technically get a pay cut, but your bank account sure feels like you did. That's why losing overtime hits working people so hard. but it can trap you if your lifestyle needs it to survive. The goal is to use overtime as a tool, not let it become the foundation. Because once extra money becomes required money, it stops feeling extra.
What's up, America? Rant Master here. So let me tell you about some bullshit that some local banks around here have been pulling lately. Whenever a new customer pays me with a check, I always go to their bank to make sure that they have the funds available. If it's a repeat customer, I can just go to my bank. But anyway, just to cover my ass, I'll go to their bank. Well, they started charging me $5 and sometimes $10 per check to cash the damn on their bank. So I go to this bank one day to cash a check, and I'm in a mood. Big shocker. I go up there, I said, I want to cash this check. Okay, sir, there's going to be a $10 charge if you don't have an account with us. I said, I don't have an account with you. I said, it's your check. I'm sorry, sir, that's our policy. I said, okay, fine. So I take the check. I go over to one of the ladies in the office there. Open me up an account. Fill out all this paperwork and shit. Well, they do. I don't fill out nothing. I put $100 in there. All right, when I get it all done, I go back over to the teller, cash my check. All right, and I walk off. I go right back to the lady that opened my account. I said, I want to close my account now, please. Well, sir, you just opened it. I said, yeah, but I had to open one to get my check cashed for free. So, anyhow, of course they were pissed, but what could they do? I mean, I'm following the rules. Well, the next time I go in there, I go to cash a check, same bank now, and I go up to the teller, and it's a new teller, a different one that I dealt with before. So anyway, I say, hey, I want to cash this. She said, there's going to be a $10 charge. And then one of the ladies in the office heard it. She goes, no, that's all right. Don't worry about the fee. Don't worry about the fee. So the moral of the story is a little civil disobedience pays off every now and then. This time it paid off to the tune of $10. Stay stupid, America.
MSN released an article today titled, Broke People Always Seem to Waste Their Money on These 15 Everyday Expenses. So this is what MSN said. I want to know what you think. They listed cigarettes, alcohol, lottery tickets, DoorDash, movies, streaming services, expensive gadgets, designer clothes and accessories, live music events, car upgrades, Starbucks, cosmetic products and procedures, vacations, nights out, gym memberships, and unnecessary expenses. Okay, so first of all, I feel like some of this stuff is like out in left field, if you're asking my opinion. Unnecessary expenses, I feel like maybe all of those are, so I don't really know, but that was the 15th thing. Cigarettes, alcohol, lottery tickets, I agree, complete waste of money. DoorDash, complete waste of money. Movies, did you budget for it? Streaming services, okay, that could be like an unnecessary expense if you're paying for 15. Expensive gadgets, that was not very specific. Designer clothes and accessories, I mean, I don't know that people are spending a ton of money on that right now. Car upgrades, y'all know how I feel about that. Starbucks, vacations, like, sure, there are some things on here that we're all wasting our money on, but of course that headline caught my attention, and I thought, if I were to say that, oh my gosh, people would be so mad at me. But MSN said it, and I'm just telling you about it. So I want you to let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with those 15 things that we're allegedly wasting our money on.
I think the biggest recession indicator that nobody's talking about is the amount of people whose phones is off. Because we talk about gas, we talk about groceries, we talk about other things, but we're not talking about the fact that I'm getting a lot of iCloud messages, a lot of FaceTime audio calls. It's not even no regular cellular. And in hindsight, it looks like, oh, like a phone bill don't even cost that much. A phone bill is only $90 to $100. However, on a day-to-day basis, everything is just this and just that and just that. And the wages is not matching the inflation. You go to the grocery store and it's like, ooh, like these groceries a little high. Then you gotta pay for the Wi-Fi. Then, it's a little hot out. The utility bills is going up because you got the air on. A little minor inconvenience, come on. You got to make sure your car is straight. So it's like if you down to your last, like, yeah, I got to make sure my house good. Got to make sure I eat. Got to make sure the car good. The phone got to go. Phone be just off. So it's just like, you know what? I'm going to just hit these people up on Wi-Fi. And honestly, that ain't even a bad thing because we spend too much time on these phones anyway. When you outside, like, focus on real life.
I'm really starting to like question what exactly is the purpose of living in this economy. It feels like 2020, like after that happened, we just like entered a new, like, I don't even know, a new world, bro. Like everything is mad expensive. I'm sick of living in this freaking economy. Like, what is the point? It's just like, what's the point of me doing anything? What's the point of me building my credit? What's the point of me saving money? What's the point in me like doing any of this stuff? It looks like to me I'm gonna be working forever anyways. It don't look like it's a retirement in sight, okay? You busting your behind because you trying to work on your dreams and your goals, especially if you are looking to be an entrepreneur, right? You busting your behind for this. Do you hear me? All for it to still really only be enough for you to be able to handle your basic essentials. Like, I still gotta feel bad about treating myself because dang, I done lost weight. I need clothes. And now I feel bad about buying me some clothes. Now I feel bad about buying me some lotion. Like, golly, like, it's getting to the point where, man, I understand why people be living out their cars. Like, I got a gym membership. I can go shower at Planet Fitness if I really needed to and just live out of the car, bro. Like, I am tired. You work so hard and don't really like, and I get it. It's like, well, you have a place to stay. You're something to show for it. But it's nothing to look forward to when work is literally your life because you're just trying to keep your head above water and swim. Talking about we're lazy. We just don't understand. Times is different, babes. Times is different. 9 times out of 10, a lot of us are not going to be able to retire. We're going to have to work our whole lives, bro. And I'm definitely, listen, to say me lazy, I've been working, this is the first year and I don't know how many years, and I'm only working one freaking job. Imagine working 2 to 3 jobs and you're still barely making it. And then it's like you're not even spending your money on just all these crazy things. These are things that are basic essentials for you to be able to survive. Shoot. You need cleaning supplies to clean your apartment. You need clothes to put on your back. It's like, dang. It's stress making you lose weight. You need food. And I ain't talking about ramen noodles 24/7, all that sodium. Now you got health issues. Hamburger helper. Now you got health issues. That stuff is not good for you. Like, what do y'all want from me in this economy? Yeah. It's just like, I'm tired. I am tired. It's like so stressful. And then I'm at work and somebody at work was like, oh, you used to smile so much. Oh, what's wrong? You're just different now. I work between 48 to 60 hours a week. Averaging, if I get a day off, 1 day off a week. 12-hour shifts weekly. Still gotta come in Friday night and work 8 hours. I work 3rd shift. I am sick of this. Am I grateful? Yes, I'm grateful I'm able to keep my head above water, But I think we got to get to the point where we can just like, it's not being ungrateful. It's just being real, bro. I'm tired of this, bro. And I can't even move back home.
One thing that I love that we've been on the same page about is not paying them goddamn bills. Like, I just love how everybody is just opting out. I'm seeing more and more creators talk about how they haven't paid their car notes and they haven't paid their credit card bills. And I don't mean that in a certain type of way. I mean that in a way of, I'm glad that we're finally saying, you know what? Fuck them bills. Like, America will figure out the debts. We don't care. More and more people aren't paying their mortgages to the point that they have so many people on the foreclosure list that they don't know what to do. They don't know where to start. And I'm not gonna lie, it's stuff like that that I feel like is gonna bring change to the economy. Us doing everything together, everybody saying no. Like, I definitely feel like there's gonna be a change.
I withdrew all of the money from my 401k, every single dime. Not dime, every single penny of my 401k I withdrew when I was younger. And now I'm over 50, planning for retirement. And if I think about it too long, it makes me sick to my stomach. Let's go back. I always knew that 401k money was for retirement. But I'm in my 20s, my early 30s, and like, I got time, I'll make that up. And now I'm like, oh, you didn't have time, because before you know it, you're going to be in your 50s or your 60s. You don't think like that when you're younger. And in order to withdraw your 401k before you reach retirement age, it has to be a hardship. There was no hardship. When I saw all those zeros in my account and I had never seen that amount of money, I'm like, oh, I could take this money and shop and I can ball out. And that's exactly what I did. I withdrew my 401k money in my 20s and my 30s to do nothing but shop. And what's sad about that is the things that I bought, I don't even have it now. Take this piece of advice from me. If you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, whatever the case may be, and you're able to invest in 401k, max it out if you're able to. So if 5% is the max, then put the 5%. And please don't be like me. Do not withdraw your 401k money unless it's a true hardship. And they're going to tax you on it anyway. Let that money sit there, or you're going to be like me, planning for retirement and finding ways to try and make at least some of the money up. When I say I'm making major investments, 401ks, maxing out IRAs, and trying to do all these things to make up money that I took out of just being young and just downright. Keep your 401k, plan for retirement, and max it out if you're able to. That's all I got, you guys.
You know how your paycheck don't quite go as far as it used to. It's not the coffee, not Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, none of that. Nobody's broke because of coffee. It's the stuff you can't really avoid. You can't say no to. Groceries, fuel, insurance, the light bill, power bill, all that. Keeping your kids healthy, finding health insurance. The stuff that was already tight before costs double, and sometimes more than that. We didn't get a vote on any of that. We just got the bill after it was all said and done. And here's what still is confusing. People are out there telling you to budget more, to budget better, like you're the problem. Now, granted, sometimes it is, but most of the time you're not the problem. You didn't get a raise, everything else did. I've run businesses for almost 30 years, and I'll tell you what I know, what I believe. You can't cut your way out of this. You can't trim your way out of this. The essentials took the knife away. The only way through this is to make more, to earn more. I don't mean a second job. I mean becoming worth more. Increasing your skills. That's the conversation nobody's having. And I think that's where you need to focus on.
Guys, I want to show you some signs that the economy is smashed. I'm here at Sam's Club, and normally when we come here, this is not lit up like this, meaning this, 3 rows, 3 rows, 3 rows, 3 rows, 3 rows, 3 rows, and you're like, well, they just stocked it. No, we're in the afternoon. Let me show you something else. All right, guys, check this out, okay? Normally I come here and there's no chickens, okay? Look at this, 3 deep, all the way back. Guys, I'm seeing a lot of full pallets. I mean, normally a pallet isn't this full. Just across the board, full pallets. Now look over here. Let me just show you this. This is just something I was noticing. Just almost everything is absolutely filled. This isn't early in the morning. This is late in the afternoon. And what we have is just the pushback of the economy where people have reached their maximum, meaning they're hitting their limit financially. You can tell, just look at this, like maybe 3 boxes left. All these things are just absolutely filled. I'm seeing this across the store. Look at this, just full pallets of everything, because again, people have hit their spending limit. Everything is just ultra expensive, and this is where people tend to cut back. Now we're at Costco, and again, we're seeing the same thing, just loaded up chickens. And the whole meat department's just loaded up across the board.
That's why you see a lot of people out there that's losing hope. People are giving up. And the reason why people are giving up is because the cost of living is not sustainable anymore. People can't afford to go anywhere. Grocery prices are increasing. Gas prices are increasing. And it's just driving everyone insane. People feel like they can't deal with this no more. That's why you see a lot of people that's leaving the country. Because the cost of living in America is becoming unaffordable. People are losing interest in everything. Because when it seems like you start to gain some interest in something, here comes another fee. Everything is starting to feel like a subscription, and it's just getting out of hand. And people are starting to realize this because they're starting to wonder about the American dream. Because the American dream is starting to feel like a nightmare for most people because they can't keep up. The economy is still falling apart, and people are still wishing it would get better, but people are just losing hope. They don't have no hope for the future anymore. And that's the sad situation because people used to look forward to the future. Now people are not looking forward to the future anymore because they can't see it in their future anymore. Their future is not so bright. Their future is starting to look darker than ever, and it's starting to get worse. When is the last time you seen a good price? Just in general. Because at the grocery store, there's so much madness that's going around at the grocery store, you can't even imagine. And everybody got an attitude. And jobs, they don't want to pay a livable wage. So the cost of living is steady going up. And that's why there's a lot of people that's starting to realize this. People are starting to realize what's coming to America. And once you realize this, you can't unsee it. And this is just a crazy situation that Americans are going through because nobody should have to go through this. It's like it's always something. And it seems to never get better. And that's the sad part. So that's my take on this situation. Let me know how y'all feel about this. And I'm going to see y'all on the next one. Peace.